Yo, what's good, man? This is part two with the one and only
Kelly.
Kelly. All right, Kelly, thank you so much once again. Part one was amazing.
Thank you.
We're able to, just have a little conversation, just get to know you and so on. Not too much, but this part two will be more about your businesses that you have.
Sounds good.
All right. But yeah, so first and foremost, let's start with how did it all started, like with your businesses, like the ideas. How did all the ideas just come about?
Wow. So I would say it probably started with Kelly Art Space. So that is one of my Instagrams, Kelly Art Space. That's also the name of my first website. So kellyartspace.com is that's quite literally the art space, I guess. That was my first attempt at trying to monetize my art career, my paintings, the originals, prints, basically online art store. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's the online art store. So think that goes probably all the way back to 2019. Now, mind you, this wasn't, consistent action from, 2019 to 2024. It was more so just kind of, putting my feelers out like, okay, I think I started with stickers, sold some stickers. Okay, then let's move on to, a t-shirt, then a hoodie. But it was never quite, consistent. Then COVID happened. And if anything, COVID was when I actually took the time to develop and kind of take it one step further with the art practice. That's when I got into the botanicals. That's when kind of just figuring out like what I want, in this age when we learn that nothing is guaranteed and like nothing's really, permanency. And, there was a lot of loss, a lot of rest. So that was more really like the mental and spiritual reset to ask myself, like, what do I want? Like, what do I really want, And so that's when I kind of made the decision to dive into the art stuff.
Wow.
Then highlights came. Yes. So how I kind of describe it is, so Highlights Salon and Art Gallery is the physical, the brick and mortar part of Kelly Art Space. I guess better said, Kelly Art Space is the online extension of Highlights Salon and Art Gallery. So, Highlights is the physical, I, take some products from kellyartspace.com, put it in Highlights, my prints, my, I sell notebooks. I'm going to be bringing in some clocks actually to the salon space to, for myself, my clients to be able to tell the time, but, they got my art on it. It's actually really cool. And I've been able to bring some of the retail products that are available on kellyartspace.com into Highlights. So that's how those two kind of are connected. So Highlights actually, oh man, that came officially 1st of January 2024. And simultaneously, 1st of the year, January 2024, I woke up to an email saying that I had applied for my yoga teacher certification, and I started off the year a salon owner and a certified yoga instructor. So that was a really good day to just really start the momentum of the year.
That's the definition of New Year's resolution.
For sure. Absolutely.
You wake up and everything you've actually been working for is there.
Jump right in.
Is there. That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. What a journey, though. What a journey. Because the first episode we talked about like you writing things down and so on. So which business, because I know you started with everything, but which business did you focus on the most, like at the beginning, that you always wanted to do besides just the art or having a salon or being a yoga instructor?
Well, that's a great question. I'm going to try my best to answer it without going around the block 8 times. So long story short, like I said, Kelly Art Space came first, but it was, during COVID. I was still in school at this point. So pretty early into online grad school, which, that was just the nature of 2020 and 2021, I learned that the online platform in grad school just wasn't for me. So I always did hair and makeup. It was something I did, in the dorms. It was like a side hustle and something that I always tried to ignore as a passion, but it kept creeping up on me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I can't deny, what I love to do. And kind of how we talked about in part one, it all just kind of comes down to just being an artist. I'm an artist. And I'm like, no, I'm not an artist. I'm a licensed professional. No, you were artist. You know, no, I'm not an artist. I'm going to go to grad school. No, you were artist. But, you know, that being said, who's to say that you can't be both of those things? Yeah. But, you know, in my life, in this season, artistry really just kind of took the forefront. So I took a leave of absence from my grad program, took a year off. And during that year, I went to cosmetology school, which I think was 9 months. And that was to, you know, just get it on paper, you know, legitimize the hobby, you know, taking the hobby of doing hair and makeup, you know, kind of to the next level, you know. So like in the eyes of New York State, I am licensed to practice. So that was just getting it on paper. So then from there, I'm like, wow, you know, I really, really enjoy this. I really like being a service provider. I got the licensure, you know, saying I am a service provider. So let's just kind of see how far we could take this. So I think that was 2022 to 2023. That is when I really just kind of focused on my skills, perfecting what I do. Like I said, I came in with some experience, but, you know, in every field, especially the cosmetology industry, like there's always something to learn, you know. The trends change daily. Every day there's something new. So I really kind of used those 2 years to just kind of be the best service provider I could be. And then from there, really refine my techniques. So in that time, I learned I was really good at silk pressing, at, you know, blonde services. So that's what I really honed into my specialty. You know, not to say that I do consider myself a very multifaceted stylist and artist, but I really chose to build my brand around my specialty, things that I could be really, really good at.
Yeah, things that people actually have seen you do the most.
Absolutely.
You know, things that you actually enjoy doing because, you know, you've already perfected that craft.
Yes.
You know, and also I want to ask you, just being able to grow throughout like the cosmetology school and everything, what was your most memorable experience throughout that journey?
Oh my goodness. For the journey itself or for cosmetology school?
Cosmetology first, yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That was that I don't know. I enjoyed it. You know, everybody has something different to say about cosmetology school, but I enjoyed my time there. And actually during my graduation, once you finish your 1,000 hours,
1,000 hours.
1,000 hours, which is about 9 months or so in New York State. It's different. For different states have different hourly requirements, but New York State is 1,000 hours, and then it's your responsibility to add to your education, you know, through assistantships and whatnot. But I mentioned in my graduation speech, I'm like, you know what, this like everything, but most things, you know, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different age groups there, so. It was easy for, you know, tensions to get a little high sometimes, and, you know, but you really, 1,000 hours goes by fast. It may seem long, but it went by fast. It was less than a year, and you really got out what you put in. If you go in upset, you're going to have a upset day. You know, if you go in with good attitude, you know, going, wanting to work, wanting to, you know, knowing what that end goal is now. Was every day perfect? Oh, absolutely not, you know. Right. But, you know, you got that end goal. You know, I graduated in the month of August. So I'm like, okay, August is, you know, 200 more hours, 150 more hours, you know, then one day it's 6 more hours, then one day it's a Snapchat memory. Like I look back on I'm just like, it really seemed like it was so long, but here it is now 2 years ago.
And did you go to school like Monday to Sunday or Monday to Friday?
That's a good question. I believe we were on a rotating schedule. I think it was, because I was working during this time as well. So I believe sometimes we're like, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., somewhere 9 to 5. I believe we did every other Saturday. Okay. So something like that. Yeah. But I would say the memory that really stood out the best was I really had the privilege and ability to win a very good scholarship. I won a scholarship through Great Clips, which is, you know, like a salon franchise. I don't know if they're nationwide or just in New York, but they had scholarship opportunities, and I believe I applied maybe in March, April or whatnot. Not even, you know, when you apply for something, you're like, I'm not going to get this, but I'll apply for it because if I don't apply for it, then I'm going to feel guilty and, you know, the what if. So I ended up just putting my soul like into this essay, and I didn't even mean for it to like be as like, you know, wholesome as it was. But I think that was the first time that I was actually one of the first times where I was like, writing my story down, because it was essentially, you know, how did you get here? Like, why cosmetology? And there's so many ways to answer that. But, you know, I'm me. So I answered it very like, esoteric and spiritual, and I ended up winning. But how they told me, they told me in such like a anxiety inducing way, because I remember taking off for my birthday. You could skip days if you had, like a calculated absence. You just had to say, I'm not going to be here on this day. Okay. So I did that. And the next day when I came back, the woman at the front desk, her name was also Kelly. She wasn't giving me the same energy back. I'm like, hey, Kelly. She's like, hi. I'm like, okay. She's like, you need to go to the financial aid office right now. And I'm like, like, what, check bounce? Like, what did I do? Like, am I getting like, I'm just like, all these things like going back in my head. I saw my teacher ain't say nothing. So I'm like, man, that walk back to the financial aid office was like, okay, I'm like, going through, okay, what did I do? What did I say? What did I not do? It was like,
what did I do, man? Why don't
like what? You know what? Like, I just came off a really good day. Right. So I came back and it was like something out of a movie. They're like, sit down. I'm like, so I sit, and they essentially said, they're like, just kidding, you won the scholarship. And I'm like, y'all really had to do that. But I believe they had actually maybe like found out like on my birthday, and they were gonna like call me, but they didn't. So they're just like, let's just spike her adrenaline just a little bit. Right. But it was out of love. It was a really cool day. And then maybe a couple weeks after that, the scholarship people had actually come into cosmetology school. They brought a cake, like they had balloons. I didn't realize how big of a deal it was, and I don't want to misconstrue the accomplishment, but I think it was something like the only person in New York State, or only person. There was something which made it a really big deal, which made these people from corporate kind of come out and, meet the person who wrote the essay, see, what kind of school this person is coming from. And that was an honor to kind of like represent for my school and just represent for truth, because I enjoy writing. I enjoy speaking in it. That was definitely the highlight. That stood out. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank
and
you.
Also like within the cosmetology school that you just mentioned, it seems like you guys had a great relationship that you guys kind of like built up. Because for them to actually get to the point where like they're actually seeming like they're trying to prank you, and upset you, but it comes up to be something wonderful. So it seemed like you guys had that good sense of humor amongst each other.
I would definitely agree with that. I think it's my energy. Like, I went in there comfortable. Like, I was happy to be there, and I think that definitely showed like in my personality. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak to people, the way you show respect. So I think that, they felt comfortable around me to kind of prank me a little bit, but I guess that's the energy that I gave off. I was happy to be there, and I'm still in good contact with a lot of the educators. I just went back for an advisory meeting about a month ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago, more than 2 weeks. I don't know. Time isn't real. So a certain amount of time ago, I went back to, to the school advisory meeting, got to speak with some, people that were about to graduate, so it was really nice to.
That's amazing, and plus you got your salon, so you're more likely to inspire them and actually give them that wisdom on how to achieve that goal,
and showing them it's possible.
It's possible. That's
Who
it.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, let's take a little popcorn break. It's been here for a little bit.
Sure. I really like this one. I like this buff wing because it's like it's not a hot sauce hot, it's a buffalo hot. Do you want to try one? It's actually good. Oops. One went in there.
It didn't fall on the ground.
No, We're not wasting it. Actually, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's see. Garlic parm. G parm.
Garlic parm, buffalo wing. This really tastes like buffalo wing.
It does, right?
How they make this so possible, man?
I don't know. The garlic parm one is good. It's not overwhelmingly garlic, which I think I appreciate.
Yeah. Yo, y'all get what's popping, man.
This is popping. This was popping.
This was popping. It's really good. Like I don't usually eat popcorn a lot, but I really like this because it kind of have some flavor. Like it's seasoned. You feel me? Yeah, it kind of give off like nice flavor. Like
it's not too oily. Like I don't got mad residue.
Yeah, it's not oily. It's not buttery. You can add your own butter. So it gives you option to add your own butter, to do whatever you want with the popcorn. So shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing. And thank you so much for giving us the popcorn.
Thank you.
And I don't want to forget to give a shout out to Alisa. Alisa is actually collaborating with him as well. So she's one of my coworkers I work with. She's doing great, you know. She's a real estate agent as well. So shout out to you, girl. Keep doing your thing.
For sure. Thank you.
All right. So after this little nice break, eating our popcorn, I want to get into some questions for you as a business owner. So, you know, we all face problems as we're trying to build our businesses and so on. What problems have you faced so far throughout your business journey?
Well, I think for sake of time, I'll just kind of focus on January through May.
Okay.
It's been a learning experience. Problems. I don't know, I kind of want to maybe like subcategorize like problems from learning experiences, because I can really think of the only real major problem, like capital P problem I've had that was out of my control was our basements flooded Cinco de Mayo weekend from like the whole block. So it was a mess. It was like literally, figuratively, metaphorically, it was a mess. Some of the businesses had to close down. Thankfully, the salon hours were, I was not open on the days when the block was forced to close. Now I chose to be out of the salon because the smell was just unbearable. And
right.
If I didn't want to sit there and smell it, my clients definitely did, and I'm not going to put them through that. I gave them the option. I gave them the option. I think a couple of people really did want to get in. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know, it's fine. We had the door cracked, and then it was fine for a day, backed up again. So I think I canceled maybe one day of clients. So that was the only problem now. Learning experiences. Learning experiences. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Learning how to run a business. Like, I don't know. That's really the only thing I can think of. Like, you know, I've never done this before. I really just kind of jumped right into the entrepreneurial role. So I guess just to backtrack a little bit, I rented. So before I owned the salon, I rented there for 2 months. So November, December, I rented. I paid, you know, my weekly rent to the owner. And then January 1st came. He went to Florida, and he's like, good luck. If you need anything, I will be on the beach in Florida. Tired. Respectfully, in the kindest possible way. Shout out to him. He's chilling. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But no, you could definitely tell the toll that the business took on him, you know, throughout the year. So, you know, shout out to Ed. He deserves it. He's chilling literally in Southwest Florida, you know, living his best life. But no, the problems I would think of was just trying to figure out how to do it. And the reason why I really don't want to say problem is because I utilized my mentors. You know, I was working very closely with the Buffalo State Small Business Center. Shout out Olivia,